Hi guys, it's your boy Toby. My Igbo friends call me Tobichuku. But today, we are going to be talking about 7 things you need to know when investing in real estate. And I'll be mentioning them to you now. Number 1 is home, the type of home you want to buy, or you want to rent out, or you want to lease. Number 2 is mortgage. Alright. Number 3 thing we're going to talk about is rent or lease. Number 4 thing we're talking about is cash flow. Alright. And number 5 on the list is what? Equity. Number 6 thing on the list is BITI. And number 7 is buy low, sell high. What are the things you need to know about a home? You need to know that homes are different types. We have a single family home, we have a duplex, we have a condo or a townhouse. A condo can also be called a townhouse. We have maisonette, we have triplex, we have semi-detached, we have terraces, we have a whole lot of them, but I will take a brief on single family home, duplex, and a condo or a penthouse. Now, a single family home is an apartment or a building that has one single door, like one single door for entrance and then exit. While a duplex has many rooms, although a single family home still has many rooms, could be 4 bedroom, could be 5, could be 3, but it has a single door. But in the case of a duplex has 2 doors, and one upstairs and one downstairs for entrance and exit. We also have a condo. A condo is a single family home or a duplex that shares walls with other duplexes. Alright, so a condo is also called a townhouse. Alright, so these are just some of the examples of homes. Now, the number 2 thing we are going to be talking about is a mortgage. What is a mortgage? A mortgage is more like a loan given to you by a bank. Alright, the bank will be like, okay, we're going to give you this sum of amounts that you don't put up. Now, what do I mean by that? Maybe you have, you want to buy a property, right? You want to buy a property worth 200 million naira, but you don't have that outright payment. So, and you really want to get a home because that is your dream. Now you approach the bank that you want to get a mortgage, okay? And the bank goes through your job history, your annual earnings, your income and everything. And they'll be like, okay, we've seen your job history, we've seen your income, yeah, we feel comfortable with you. We're going to give you a mortgage. Let's say maybe you put down 3% of 200 million or 7%. Okay, let's say for easy calculation, you put down the 10% of the money. So they'll be like, okay, we are going to give you this money, we're going to give you this mortgage, but we ain't going to give you for free. We're going to pay this mortgage with an interest. We are going to give you this money to pay over a period of time, and it comes with an interest. That property that is worth 200 million naira, maybe due to your bargaining power and everything, you were able to get the property for 150 million naira, which is a good one. Okay, so the bank will be like, okay, I'm going to lend you this money, the one you can put up and spread the payment for about 25 or 30 years, thereabout. And then out of the 150 million, you're able to come up with like 3% or maybe 5% or 7%. Maybe for easy calculation, let's just make it 10%. So 10% of 150 is 15 million naira. Now 15 million naira out of 150 million naira are going to be left with 135 million naira. So that 135 million naira is what the bank is going to lend you with interest. So when they lend you with interest and they do their calculation and everything that needs to be done, they say they give you an interest rate of like 6% on the mortgage. And be like, okay, cool, yeah, it's cool, fair deal. And you take the offer. So you already have a business with the bank. Now, you're happy, you get to purchase your house, and over time, you start to make the payment. And that takes us to the number 3 thing that we're going to talk about, and that is rent or lease. Because another name for rent is lease. Yeah. All right. So you bought this home. It's a single family home. You know, your intention initially was to live in it, but then you changed your mind and you decided to rent it out. You're like, yo, we ain't gonna live in this house. We're gonna rent it out. You know, I need some profit. I need some money. All right. And maybe, let's say, due to the bank calculation of your annual income and everything, you're giving a mortgage payment of, let's say, maybe 500,000 naira to pay as mortgage. Okay, so when you rent this house out, when you rent out this property, and you get a rentage to pay about 900,000 naira. Now, there's something beautiful I want to tell you right now. Do you know, out of that rent, you're actually paying your mortgage from that rent, from that 900,000 naira. When you give the bank 500, you have a sum of 400 naira left as profit for you monthly. And that brings us to one beautiful thing that is called cash flow. Cash flow is good. Cash flow is good because every businessman should have a cash flow, or every individual should have a cash flow. You know, you just sit in the house, and at the end of the month, without stress, you have money coming in for you. So apart from that, you can still be able to pay your mortgage over a period of time. Let's say maybe 30 years or 25 years, you have your cash flow running, you have a mortgage being paid out of this investment. So, which is a good one, yeah? Okay. So we talk about the number 4 thing, which is cash flow. Cash flow is excellent. So this is one investment opportunity that you can get when you invest on a property. You know, and the next thing we want to look at is number 5, which is equity. All right. Now, what is equity? Let me explain. Let's assume this property is actually worth 200 million naira. Yeah, the actual value 200 million naira. Like I said earlier, 200 million naira, but you got it. You're able to get the property for like 150 million naira with a mortgage of 135 million naira. Okay, to know the equity on this property, all right, for you to know the equity on this property, is going to be the real value, which is 200 million, minus the mortgage, which is 135 million, and that gives us 65 million naira. So, to know the equity on the property is the difference between the actual value and the mortgage. So, you see, that means that property has good equity. All right, so you might ask, what about the 15 million naira that I put down? Well, that's not part of the equity because you're getting 50 million slash on the original price of what you put down. Okay, so basically when you are doing investments in real estate, you are looking at 2 critical things. Number 1 is cash flow, and number 2 is equity. And that brings us to the number 6 thing we're going to be looking at, which is the PITI. Now, you might be wondering, what is PITI? The bank is not going to give you a mortgage without PITI. And that's one interesting thing about a mortgage. Okay, so this mortgage you're paying is actually segmented. All right, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. It's segmented in the sense that the P means principal, the I means interest, the T means taxes, and the 4th thing, which is I, means insurance. Now, maybe the bank gives you a mortgage payment, of 500k to pay back. Now, you're paying this money. You have to bear in mind that about, let's say, 450,000 naira goes to your mortgage, while 50,000 naira goes to your PITI, which is very excellent, because the principal, which is the 450,000 naira, is the actual mortgage, right? Now, the remaining 50,000 naira goes on the interest, taxes, and insurance. The bank gets an interest. Of course, the bank is going to make money. All right, and the taxes. Now, for the taxes, the bank wants to make sure that every month they help you pay your taxes on that property monthly to avoid encumbrance on the property. Encumbrance on the property is like an accumulated debt that can hinder the loan given to you by the bank. The bank is going to protect the loan they give to you, so that when they are handing over the property to you, there is no issue with the government. You don't have debt on your taxes. So as you pay your mortgage monthly, they are paying for that property, so that the county does not put a bound on the property and you don't have accumulated debt over the years. So they too want to protect the loan they are giving to you. So at the end of the day, they have a smooth and easy transaction with you, and then you don't have any accumulated debt of taxes. And the number 4 thing, the last one, which is the insurance, is that the bank will not even give you a mortgage without an insurance. They make sure they insure the property, because anything can happen. Natural disaster can happen. There might be flood, there might be fire outbreak, there might be anything anything can destroy the property. So they are going to make sure that a part of the money you are paying for mortgage goes into insurance. So that way they know that you are safe. So they know even if anything happens to the property, they don't lose their money. You understand? So that's that on the PITI. Now the last thing I want to talk about is buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Now, we've said before that the original value on this property is 200 million naira, but you were able to negotiate the property to 150 million naira. Now, when you buy a property, right, you should be able to buy low enough. You should be able to negotiate the property to buy low enough so that when you sell, you are going to get a tangible profit. Okay, maybe you might buy the property for 150 million naira, and maybe when you want to sell, you sell for 160 million naira. Well, not bad, but you are going to pay agent's fee, which is like almost 10% of the money. And 10% is almost like taking almost your profit on the property. So you must be able to buy low enough to sell high. Alright, because paying a realtor about 6%, 5%, you know what that means. So these are the things you need to look out for when investing on the property. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can actually help you make these critical decisions. We can help you. We can walk you through for you to have a very good deal on the property. We can help you to make a good investment decision on the property by gathering raw data together and turning it into valuable information to make a very good decision on the property. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've been able to impact knowledge on you based on property investment. So when you want to buy a property, you know who to call. You know that Toby is always on the line. Toby is ready to help you achieve your dreams. Toby is ready to work with your budget. He's ready to listen to your fears and desires. He's ready to walk you through step by step how you can secure a genuine apartment, a genuine property. Alright? So guys, I hope you all have a wonderful night ahead. It's late now. I want to go have some sleep. Tomorrow we'll go again. And don't forget to follow POM Properties on all social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Alright? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I love you guys with the love of Christ. Bye.